Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hello, welcome to TFYLP episode, oh shoot, I just forgot. Is it 439?
It looks like 438.
438.
According to the YouTube that we are currently broadcasting to, Lucas.
Yes. Well, you can't always count on that because there's times where, that gets...
Because you made it?
Right, exactly. So, anyway, welcome to TFYLP episode 438. We're live tonight for July 12th. I'm Lucas. I am here tonight with Christian.
What up?
And Paul.
Hey.
And Destron.
Forever Destron.
And Anna.
Hello, good evening.
And then we have Rob hanging out in the chat. He has an open invitation, so we're going to try and see if we can figure out a way to force him to come on, like if we can just sprinkle some little nuggets throughout the show to get him to be like, well, actually, and then go on like a long rant about how we're wrong.
I picked this up at a toy show this weekend, and it's basically a mini masterpiece.
It is.
Has little knees. It has knees. Not bendy knees. It's got a ball joint. So I don't want to break it. But it's a mini masterpiece. I guarantee that no one will refute that. No one has the balls to refute that, Rob. So
You know how you know it's a mini masterpiece?
Because it's smaller?
It's a little baby.
It doesn't come broken.
Oh, harsh.
Wow.
Or maybe that is
Shots
a sign
fired.
of a masterpiece. I don't know. So
It comes in pieces.
yeah.
Is this a reference to a certain new masterpiece figure?
All new masterpiece figures.
We can get into more of that next week potentially.
This one's just fine. I don't know.
So
His heart might be broken, but that's it.
One thing to note: the next couple weeks are going to be pre-records. But we'll put some stuff up. But yeah. I mean,
And
Paul,
something's
if you
gonna
want to
happen
host
on
the show, you or Rob, you're more than welcome to host the show while I'm gone here. But
Well, here's the thing is, if you're listening on the podcast stream, you don't know if it's a pre-record or not. So we don't have to tell everybody.
I we can be like, this is a totes live recording.
Unless
It was
we start
live when we
referencing
recorded.
stuff that we recorded last night, but it hasn't happened for the audience yet.
Well, considering 100% of that crew is on tonight, it feels like home.
there you
Oh,
go.
is this like the Just Add Anna sequel?
We added
Yeah,
Anna, we added Peter.
yeah.
Oh,
And we changed our clothes.
We did change our clothes. That's
You're
important.
right.
Ooh.
Oh, Anna, Rob says he's going to be in Cancun, so there you go. So
Perfect.
I feel like he's like one-upping me. I'm only going to Colorado, so I mean,
What's with
Not
this? Like the whole
Cancun.
staff's on vacation. Rick's in Hawaii. Bruman is going to Cancun.
I'm going to be at some sort of KV Springs place with no internet and no cell phone service. So
I just got back from vacation.
We're planning a vacation.
It is summertime.
Ever.
We can actually go places, kinda.
I'm going to TFCon.
there
In-
you go.
in October?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there
AKA
too.
my birthday party.
To be fair, you have a new kid though, Paul. So like,
I know.
your life
That's
is
like
over
a
at this
vacation.
point.
No,
Yes.
having a new kid is a vacation in and of itself. It's like eggs and peanut butter.
It's a vacation from sanity. Actually, I remember. I do have another vacation plan. I'm coming to see you, Destron.
Hey, you are. When
Like-
is that again? I
like,
better
I-
make sure I'm here.
Let's not tell everyone.
Oh yeah.
Because that's personal. But yeah, I'll be going to Florida for just a little jaunt for fun.
Yeah,
Well, I
see,
guess I'm gonna
Destron just has fun all the time in Florida, so there you go.
Yeah, we had a whole bunch
Swift,
of.
too.
Yeah. Swift has different types of fun. He's in the Disneyland or Disney World-ish area. We have red tide and hurricanes. He has tourists and humidity.
You don't have tourists and humidity where you're at?
Shh, totally no. Come to Clearwater. It's beautiful and everyone loves the washed up dead dolphins.
Is Clearwater like an oxymoron kind of thing?
No, Clearwater is Clearwater and St. Petersburg are consistently rated among the best beaches like in America, but we had a chemical spill, like a phosphate spill a few months ago. Well, they accidentally dumped millions of gallons of polluted water into Tampa Bay. Whoops. And through mismanagement because the state sucks. I mean, come to Florida. So it caused a red tide bloom, which is killing all the sea life, and they're all washing up on the beaches. So everything stinks, literally stinks here right now. It's wonderful.
So it's a special event, basically.
Yeah.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to go find dead dolphins on the beach.
Yep. Come see our dead aquatic life.
We better change topics because Bruman in the chat says this is making him hungry.
Yeah.
Often does.
Yeah, we don't want to make the viewers hungry with these delightful stories.
So tonight, we're going to talk about some of the new wonderful exclusives that we've learned about from the Hasbro panel that the live event that just happened, right?
No.
Right?
Why would we wait for that?
Transformers Tuesday or something?
No, it's more like Leaky Pipes Fridays.
Well, is it a leak if it shows up at retail?
It is not a leak if it shows up at retail unannounced.
But
I mean,
shows up
I
at the
leaked myself when I saw it. So
True. All right, can I begin this? Can I jump in?
Sure.
I don't know if
Just
anyone
dive right
can
in.
after that last comment.
Oh, I'm gonna ignore Peter because he's being weird. That's okay. Come back later. I have a theory, and I want to publicize my theory. We don't have Fan First Friday events for Transformers anymore because Rachel Fleming is on maternity leave.
Oh, yeah.
And no one else is responsible for having those events for some reason. I don't know why. Marvel Legends and Power Rangers and G.I. Joe can have them every week, but we haven't had one since the end of May.
Well, not only that, like not just her, but then you've had a few other people change hands as far as like moving brand teams as well. So I'm sure that probably plays into it too. The fact that Warden is on isn't he on Joe and Power Rangers? And then Lenny moved, I guess, to G.I. Joe as well, right?
I believe so.
So, like, I think that the combination of all of that, like the backups that were trained on the operations where they moved off as well. So,
Well, Rachel is our associate brand manager, so she should be in charge, except she's not there. So who's after that?
I'm okay with the Mark
crazy
only
Mark?
show. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
it's
just
probably Mark.
puts all the toys in his beard that he's gonna reveal that day. It's just like
I
surprise!
have a beard, and that was
Sweet
really
figure.
So yeah, there's my crazy theory. It's probably right. It's not that crazy. If she's the one who was in control of that and there's no one else there, then boom, there it is.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes sense. Might be slightly more complex in that they're basically short-staffed because she isn't there, and they figured that Transformers was the safest one to let not have these events for a while. Because, I mean, this community just, like, keeps itself alive with how much we want to buy things, illogically.
well, that's the thing I wonder about is like all this stuff, like, you know, we provide all this free marketing for them. You know, there's a gaggle of podcasts. There's, you know, like all this social media presence from, you know, various people and whatnot. And so anytime that we sniff a new, you know, toy that may be coming out, it's immediately, you know, put up and we're all talking
We
about
do an
it for
episode
a
like
week.
this where we
Yes,
talk about
exactly. So
That said, I don't think toys should ever make it to retail without being announced. And so far, I think we're at 5 or 6 releases that have done that in the past couple weeks.
Whoa. Okay. I'm gonna stop you right there because, and this isn't, I'm trying not to sound mean or judgmental or like, oh, actually I'm an old man. But actually I'm an old man, and I used to walk into the toy aisle and be totally surprised because I hadn't seen the press releases in 1987 that Fortress Maximus was coming out or that Cobra La was a thing because I hadn't seen the movie yet. You know, for G.I. Joe.
Law?
Huh? For G.I.
You know more about G.I. Joe than that. Come on.
What's Cobra Law? I know what Cobra is. Why is there a law at the end of it?
Oh, this isn't a history lesson. We need to
move on.
This isn't a Joe podcast.
I guess that means during the TFCon we'll have to do a live viewing of the Transformers movie. It's a history lessons.
G.I. Joe movie.
Yeah, well, maybe I said the wrong thing.
But as a little Destron in the 80s, we didn't have. I didn't go to Toy Fair. I didn't check out the online internet coverage or read Toy Fair magazine or read Wizard because you know what they didn't have in those days?
That.
Those things. I had to go to the store.
It's not the 80s anymore.
I know, but in my brain it is. So that's why I want.
Destron problem.
I also feel like
400,000 people my age problem.
I also want to say, like, probably 6 months ago on this podcast, we probably were complaining that we'd never had that experience of going to the store and finding something without
surprise,
and being surprised by it without finding out about it on the internet ahead of time. So, like, the thing that we're complaining about now, we probably complained the counterpoint 6 months ago.
I want to give Christian a chance here. Like, I'm on Peter's side. That, like, I mean, I'm fine with all the reveals. I love discussing the news and everything with you all. It's really fun. But I'm also perfectly fine with an environment where I have to go into Target, walk to the toy aisle, and be like, holy poop, this thing I never expected is here. Wow! Like, I like that too. Like, either one of those is cool with me. So can you explain why it bothers you so much? Like, because I know you are intense about this. You've been intense about this for, months.
Yeah, it's just that I want to know what my targets are so that I can get them before they get snapped up by everybody else who happens across them before I know about them.
Is it also
scarcity, right?
Yeah, it's budget forecasting. It's a scarcity issue. And
so
it feels
scarcity,
like we're being shoved to the side. It's a pride thing too. My ego is wrapped up too much in my hobby, so it feels like we're being neglected in favor of all the other brands.
Well, let's be honest. That's a
personal problem.
They don't really need to advertise this stuff.
That was the point I was making. Was that the Transformers community can deal with 3 months without fan first events without really losing a lot of momentum. Like, we are grown, we are big, we are a big group that buys everything.
And I don't know what the retailer exclusive, like, contracts are like, but, like, Hasbro doesn't need to advertise retailer exclusives. They've already sold them all.
Right.
They sold them before you even knew they existed. So it's not like they'd rather sell Generation Selects that are exclusive on their website or Shattered Glass toys that the only place you can buy them is their website because they have to push that merchandise. But they don't have to push the exclusives. It's a little weirder now that they get a certain amount of them. But I wonder if, like, built in with some of the exclusives, like we need an announcement from the manufacturer, through your press channels to promote that this is coming. Because they do it once in a while. But it's kind of dropped off a lot, especially with Transformers.
So I think one of the things, too, is that, even up to a couple years ago, before COVID and all that, you'd only get a couple of announcements from Hasbro a year. Like, you'd have Toy Fair, you'd have San Diego Comic-Con, you'd have New York Comic-Con, you might have one other thing or whatnot, right? But, like, that was kind of the cadence that we would get, and so there would be a lot of stuff that isn't necessarily announced, but the fact that now we've gotten used to they're doing a weekly thing
during those bigger events. They would announce more things.
True.
So you would know what was coming from once. And as last Fan First Friday, they announced 3 toys, which was half a wave. They left off half a wave. They just didn't tell anybody about it before it made it to retail.
Well, they still have never announced Kingdom Wheeljack. He's just there.
Or
Is he
the
there yet?
Buzzworthy Bumblebee line as a whole. The whole thing is just still.
Just
But
happened.
again, that's
Last
also an
recent list
exclusive.
is like Stu Series
Right.
Ryan Door, Stu Series Thrust.
But this, I mean,
Those showed up. T-Rex has never been announced. He's around, but he's a retail exclusive, like Paul said. So
we've been lucky. We've been lucky the last 3-4 years in how spoiled we have become. I don't know that there's ever been a year where they've announced literally every single subline, every single piece to every single subline, ever. They'll tell you that this line is coming and that that we've got this many deluxe slots or this many scout class slots or whatever price points they're pushing this year. And then they'll reveal 3 or 4, and then they'll reveal 3 or 4 more, and at the next event, whatever the next event is, we've become accustomed to these weekly, bi-weekly, whatever the frequency is, reveals, and I love it. I'm a big fan, but I'm never gonna get that feeling again. When they did the brand refresh in 1989 and went to the gold boxes. And everything changed. The logo changed. Everything changed. The whole look and feel of the line changed. And little 8-year-old me, like my mind melted with the excitement of just, this is new and crazy and fun. We don't get that anymore. Seeing these buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusives with Fangry and the crazy package art Black Arachnia and Yellow Bumble Fred, that's exciting that they just dropped. And there they are. That we in our little groups, we have a couple of little groups that we're all like interwoven. We were all going crazy in private, and that felt like being on the schoolyard talking about, I just got the new whatever, and I opened the poster and look at all these cool new guys, and everyone's like gathering around the poster and staring at it because, whoa, this is crazy. That's how it felt, and it felt so damn good. So I'm all for not all the time surprises, but actual earned surprises occasionally.
Well,
They
the
already-
thing that sorry.
No, I was just going to say, I totally agree with that. And I do think it's really important that the two of you just both brought up that this is new. Like the idea of having this news feed, like the quality of the news feed has gone up significantly since Hasbro Pulse started to exist and hosting a lot of the events. And that is still pretty new. That service isn't even 2 years old yet. So this is a pretty new phenomenon that... Is it 2? I thought it wasn't 2
I think it's
yet.
3.
Really?
Started in 18.
Did it? Okay. Well, maybe I'm off then. Well, whatever. It's still a baby in a way.
I think the thing for me is that I just want to have like good pictures and videos and whatnot of the figures, rather than it being some blurry leak from some random guy's camera that's like from.
No, that's a good point.
Like I have no idea where these guys get these cameras. Now like there's an HD camera and everything now, and yet somehow these guys when they leak it from Asia or whatever, that it's somehow this blurry thing, or like the Galvatron where it was all squashed and like the proportions were off and whatnot.
I will say I actually find that part pretty charming because it ties into like a formative memory of my Transformers collecting days, which was seeing all the movie leaks show up on eBay or whatever with crazy blurry nonsense.
See,
like,
the thing for me is
that was fun.
I appreciated this particular drop or whatever. Just happened to drop in Sabertron's lap. And so Sabertron.com were the ones that got it, and where they can actually take good pictures and compare it to other figures and whatnot. And so I was like, oh my God, we actually got, potentially better figures than what maybe Hasbro's taken on some of their figures on the thing. So like that's where, if we're gonna get leaks, I'd rather it leak to the guys that can take good pictures.
Okay, so a while back we got a leak that was like literally, I can't remember who all it was. I think like Galvatron was in it, a couple other people. That was like one guy's leg, the half of another guy's torso, like the head and a shoulder of another guy, all laid together in this like vague pile. And that's all we knew about those figures for weeks before we actually got the rest of the information of what the heck they were. Now, that's fun and all. Like, that actually simulates how I learned about Transformers as a child, which was digging through bins at yard sales. However, the problem with that is then you get to the point where, like, everything that people try to do as a hoax leak starts to look real. Like last week, when some customizer made a really nice looking custom glyph and put it in Select's packaging, made it look nice, and someone got a hold of the picture and started spreading it.
But if you were really an ace, you would have realized that was Hubcap's box. Because
right,
they don't put them in plastic anymore.
Yes, and people were all about that. However, before people started to point that out, it had already gotten all over the place. People were talking about it. And then you end up with, like, people actually believing this stuff. And if it had just been, a random leg vaguely positioned somewhere, you would have, even Paul would have believed it then, because that's how leaks look.
It would have depended on the pattern of the floor tile for me to really believe it.
But wasn't there like a Scourge repaint, I think, too, that was a similar thing?
Yeah.
But it was a blurry, camera thing and whatnot. But I don't know. I mean,
we've had that one's real.
A lot of these leaks and whatnot have been pretty spot on. I mean, there's not like, whatever. The accuracy rate's pretty high.
Yeah, when we get the lists at the end of every year about what's coming for the next year, those are pretty dang accurate and have been for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always a few wrong. No one pays attention to the stuff that's wrong in the end.
Well, plans change. Not every. I mean, there are things that get designed and then they just we'll push that back 2 years or whatever. And it's like,
Like, remember when Trax was supposed to be an Earthrise? Darn. So was Bumblebee.
Or the Sideswipe pack from Amazon that's coming out in a couple of months. It's supposed to have Night Prowler instead of Skywarp. I'm hoping Night Prowler still comes out somewhere.
It'll happen.
Yeah, they're not always accurate, but I think that the one positive, well, there's a lot of positives, but the one positive to all the official coverage is that when you get that, you don't have to doubt it, because like I like to joke around. I think I drive Lucas crazy with this, that no matter what, until there's an official announcement, I will always say, well, I don't know if that's real. Like I will get picture after picture until I see it either in a fresh package or as a Hasbro announcement. I will continue to say, I'm not going to believe it till it's in my hands because,
So, Anna, the question is will you not believe these? Since these are not getting announced, will you not actually believe it? That they're real?
That's correct. Sounds they got to be in the hands. Team, then. They got to be in the hands. I'm okay not believing it, though. Like I apply the scientific method to everything. I have to have solid evidence. Well, and I'm fine with that.
The counterpoint is that so many people were trying to say the Ravage was fake. Like, yes. It was the most not fake thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely not fake.
Let's time out because we're talking about these things obliquely. We haven't introduced the things.
That's true. So we live in a world. What happened recently in the world that we live in, friends? There were 2 big leaks.
One of them was Dash Max, and one of them was Evac.
Well, we already pretty much talked about the one pack. So there's a Target exclusive 4-pack, right? That's, what is it called? Worlds Collide, is that it?
Worlds Collide.
The Power Man 5000 edition.
It's so great.
And so it has, Shattered Glass, Optimus Primal.
No.
Nemesis Primal.
Or,
Nemesis
Primal.
Jeez, get your grape monkeys correct.
See, there you go.
Nemesis Primal, brand new character, never before seen, never before conceived. Then we got Bumblebee, but he's not in the VW. He's the Cliff Jumper mold. Looks just like Hubcap except for his head.
And he's a crispier yellow. He's that nice lemony yellow instead of the orangey movie orangey yellow.
And he comes with Cliff Jumper's cannon.
Yes,
the green one.
The pictures we've seen, it looks like he isn't the exact same yellow as Hubcap. Like he's a little different. Like they're both crisp yellows, but they're different.
Well, that's good. That's
so important.
Then we got Fangry. Everyone's excited about Fangry. With what's his dude's name, Peter?
Briscoe.
That's Briscoe, baby. And then Black Arachne again in the box art with a mutant head.
It's the box art deco with the leopard bra and the mutant head, which is making a friend of ours go just completely gaga. He's super excited.
And one
it's
thing
really fantastic. Like, it looks neat. It's very different.
In the Sabertron pictures, they've swapped the spider legs, so you can make a completely toy accurate one and a show accurate one if you swap the spider legs between the general retail release and the exclusive release. And I think everyone's going to do that,
except for people who don't own the first one.
Okay, everyone's going to do that except crazy people. Got it.
Okay, so someone buy Anna still on pegs now Black Arachnia.
Right. You can just go to the store and get one, Anna.
I've never heard anyone actually say
I
pshit before.
I think the Walmart down the street from us actually just restocked, so...
I'm sure it did. So this thing, like, we have known that there was a Worlds Collide set. We have known it as 4 figures, and we have known it was retailing for $80 for quite a while. And people like Christian and I, who like to just, like, go back and forth on trying to figure out what goes into a reveal, what's going to come out next. We've come up with so many different ways to puzzle piece this together, to put 4 figures in a box and have them retail for about $80. And we were utterly wrong about, like, everything we tried to guess into it, because this was definitely one of those reveals where it's just like, what the hell is this stuff, and why do I want it so much?
I've been wrong. None of our stuff was, like, especially awesome. Like, you and I never would have come up with Fangry for this.
No, Fangry is a random, like, a G1, like, D tier character that I would not have expected to make it into this pack.
Yeah, I think you angered Destron over there.
There's no anger here.
It's only Fanger.
just the look that you gave when she said D-tiered character.
Man, Fangry hasn't gotten a new toy in 30 years. I'm super happy that he's getting one now.
90% of the characters in Transformers are D-tier.
E, F, G.
And I like them.
So that's one set. That was,
yes.
Yeah.
There's a second set. And that was what Paul was alluding to, that people were saying were fake.
It's just a box full of Ravages.
Yeah, it's just cats. Just a box full of cats, and everyone loves them. Yeah. So describe the box. Tell us what's going on, somebody.
It's silver. Boxes are silver, so it's fake.
It's fancy. It's a fancy box.
It looks like a fancy box, like it would be at a fancy event, like a fancy sort of display presentation sort of thing, like a I don't know, some sort of con.
Destron Con.
Decepticons Forever Ravage, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Ravage, PulseCon, I don't know, some sort of con, some fancy pants package with a fancy pants retool with a fancy pants presentation with just fancy pants.
The instructions do say SDCC on it, so
there you go.
That's where it says it. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, if you remember, last year PulseCon made up for San Diego.
Yes.
So
and it will again this year.
Yeah. There's no physical San Diego, right?
There is right now. It's in November.
I know the city's still there, Anna. Okay.
I know. I'm just sitting here thinking, like, what happened to San Diego in Paul's world?
It's gone.
Yeah, the con is apparently in November. I don't know if they're selling tickets or not.
Well, I think this is like the equivalent of the Pit of Judgment set, because I saw some other pictures where, like, there's cardboard stuff inside the box, so it's like supposed to be the Axelon, right? Like that scene.
No, it's Ravage's ship.
Oh, it's Ravage.
That's the transwarp ship.
Okay. Because there's a little slot where you can put Ravage, like he's going in the cassette slot. And that just
it comes with the cassette G1 mold Ravage, and it comes with a retool of either Kingdom Cheetor or Kingdom Tigatron. It's one of the two. I'm not convinced it's Cheetor, and we haven't seen Tigatron. So,
have you held a Cheetor up to a Gen 1 Ravage tape to check that size comparison? Have you done that?
Not done that. Have you done that?
No.
No, there are comparisons of the Cheetor figure and the new Ravage figure that show that the Ravage is a little taller, he's a little bulkier.
Bigger. Yeah. I don't know. It could all just be remolding. I'm not willing to conclude one way or the other. Because
Tegatron confirmed? Was he confirmed to be a Voyager?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Christian, you're taking the Anna stance on this. The proof is in front of you, but you refuse to believe.
Oh, I believe it exists, and it doesn't really matter who.
No, side by side, it actually doesn't really look like a retool of just Cheetor. It looks too different.
Well, I was told the Ark is a retool of Silverbolt from Combiner Wars, so
it is. Everything is Silverbolt.
That's where that Fangry came from.
Yep, clearly.
Silverbolt retool, man.
It's funny with that Fangry.
But yeah,
and all of them, basically mini masterpieces, all of them.
Every single one.
Especially the G1 cassette.
The G1 cassette. That's what I was gonna say because it comes with the tape deck. That is masterpiece level.
So let me ask you: Is this box like Anna's Schrodinger's cat? That it like simultaneously exists and doesn't exist?
That's all right.
No,
it is. It is. I love it. Like, I love everything about it. That set is fantastic, but I have to... It needs to get here.
It really surprised me. Like, this was not on any of the leak lists.
Mm-mm.
It was, nothing. We had no clue it was coming, and then poof! It was at some hobby shop in, Singapore? Is that where it showed up? Somewhere like that. And there it is.
And it's like... Go ahead.
Sorry. It reminds me of how the Snake Eyes Deluxe was revealed last year for the Classified series, which I think was the first one we'd seen. Because like that appeared in photos like on skids in Asia, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's got a dojo!" So it's the similar like release story or reveal story as that. Only Transformers got it this year.
What I think is crazy though with both of these sets is like a very small amount got sent to retail. Like this Ravage set, like there was like one set at a hobby shop in Singapore, right? That's so far that's gotten it, but it doesn't seem like it's like made its way out anywhere else. And then the same thing with this 4-pack that it showed up at like Walmart or something, right? And it's a random like 4, like it's not even supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. It's supposed to be Target, and it somehow shows up, and now it's online.
We do know some things about their release. According to Target's computers, the Worlds Collide pack will be available on 7/25. That's the end of next week ish.
That's super soon.
Yeah, it's also the release date for T-Rex. In fact, he went for today, and then PulseCon is next month. I don't remember the days anymore, but that's presumably where we'll see this Ravage up for order.
That makes perfect sense. So the Ravage, like what really got me about it is that it's kind of against the current patterns, because the current patterns have been that we have Studio Series 86, and then we have the Pit of Judgment that was like, that one scene from the movie recreated. And then we have these toys, these 86 toys that are coming out that recreate these one scenes from the movie, and maybe they'll go a little bit beyond into one scene from the cartoon eventually, but it's all about this like one little scene from the movie. But Beast Wars, on the other hand, being in Kingdom, is getting treated to a little more of a reimagining, because all the animal modes being more realistic and the bot modes being relatively close but not like as stringent as Studio Series 86 is. And then all of a sudden you get that one guy from that one 3-part episode with a like actual, diorama that actually moves, that is all made as a tribute to this one mini-series from all of Beast Wars. That's not a reimagining. It's not a like reconceptualization. It is a straight from the screen recreation of a scene, of a person, of an event. So it surprised me. Like that is one of the reasons why my brain was like, no, not really. But then when I saw the diorama, I was like, ooh, who's going to fake a weird cardboard diorama? I mean, someone did. Good job, but that's what convinced me.
I thought it was the original Transmetal Ravage mold, the X9, when I first saw it. I was like, are they finally releasing that here after 25 years? It's crazy. No, they're not, but it looks a lot like it. Like, they did a really good job of recreating it.
Yeah, they really did.
Tigatron, Destron? I wanted to.
BotCon Tigatron was...
Dude, BotCon 2-pack.
No, the BotCon Tigatron was the U.S. release of the X9 mold.
Yeah, but they never released one Ravage here.
No, but you could just spray paint your BotCon one. I've got spares.
You could. You should do that. Don't do that. But yeah, Selects 2-pack, Tigatron and RC, please.
I think this... The place this fits, Anna, is it's really kind of part of the Walmart reissues, like the Beast Wars ones they're doing and the G1 versions, but it's also got a mix of Kingdom in there. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like they're not... They didn't reissue the X9 mold, but like the back of the box has the Beast Wars logo on it, not the Kingdom logo. Although this also has a War for Cybertron logo on it too. So it's just like a weird perfect storm of all the stuff going on. And yeah, I would say it's one of the most important moments in Beast Wars, like of all of it. And I don't even know the story very well, but I've seen that, and that part is really cool. Like it's great.
Saw it the first time, I cried because I'm a big old baby. I cried and I ran upstairs to my sister to tell her that, you know, Beast Wars finally, you know, they've been making nods and obviously there were connections and it was clear. But like there was a transformation sound. Dude said Decepticons forever. He wasn't talking about Predacons, and I just lost. You know, I wasn't even a child. I was like 17. It was when they did that. They had that 5-part thing on Toonami in the afternoon, like months before it showed up in syndication. I lost my shit. Completely lost my shit. Sobbed. Because yeah, I was right. I was right in following and sticking with the series for as long as I had, because it came back around and I won. And we've been riding that high for 400 years now.
And that was probably pretty hard to do back then.
What,
it was
cry?
No, to like stick with the show.
Just grab that pain, just grab that pain and let it go.
Well, like, you know, there was a lot of, you know, truck not monkey back then. You know, not even on the internet, just people like in general, you know, not like.
Yeah, a lot of dismissive attitudes.
No, I remember. I literally had to get Rat Trap home before I was convinced that I could call this a Transformer. Like when I first found it, because I didn't know Beast Wars was coming, because I was a child creature type thing. And I found it at the store, and I grabbed Rat Trap because it was cheap. And I thought, this isn't a real Transformer. He's some sort of like dog creature. I don't think I knew what rats were at the time. And I got it home. And I started playing with it, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a Transformer. It's a good Transformer. It's a new Transformer. It's got more ball joints than ever. And suddenly I was convinced. It was a beautiful moment. Very important. So it took some convincing. You're right. Like, that was a different time. And I do think it's really cool that we're getting this. I just didn't expect it because Beast Wars has been getting the reconceptualization treatment, where G1's been getting the exact recreation treatment. So it surprised me. And that's one of the reasons I was being such a skeptic, Lucas, was because it was like, it just doesn't fit the trend for me. So my brain said, maybe not. Don't trust it.
Open your mind, child.
But like I said, I will always trust cardboard dioramas because those can't lie.
Well, what I'm hearing between the lines here is that if you want this stuff, you better buy it. Like,
there's a lot of excitement
when you see it, when you have the chance.
That's the case of like everything nowadays. I mean, you know, we talked about this, Paul, you know, just today about the fact that, like, I mean, the prices on some of this mainline stuff is crazy. You know, like how do you pay hundreds of dollars for like a pretty good chunk of the line? Like all of these, like every exclusive is you know, $100, $200 or whatever, right?
Yeah, but you know, a lot of people don't realize that until they decide they have a hole in their collection and they need to find it, and then they start crying. And I just keep touting the line, like, buy it when you see it if you want it, or know you're gonna, you know, better yet, know thyself and know what you will want before you have to make bad decisions. So. If you like Beast Wars, you have to get this Ravage set. I mean, it's the awesomest.
Yeah, because we're at a weird time where things get expensive fast. Like, we're not talking about like things getting expensive 20 years later. We're talking about like 6 months later or 3 months later. Prices get out of control. And I do think it's actually affecting most things, not just mainline stuff because, like, if you remember MMC's Eris, which I've been told not to talk about on the show because it's not a real Transformer, because it's a new original character, like, people are paying, like, well over $200 for that $120 figure now. And they're just doing it because, as far as we know, it's never going to be produced again. There's not going to be any other chance to get it, and you have to buy it if you want it. And the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get.
I thought there was MMC said they were going to release it in regular retail. I don't know.
I heard that too.
That's what the MMC guys said.
As far as I've heard, it won't be exactly the same. But
well, okay. All right, I'll go with that. Sure.
People are going over the top to get it, and I feel like anytime people think there's going to be scarcity, because people think there's going to be more scarcity because that was an exclusive. It was like April Fool's Day exclusive, and a lot of these retailer exclusives are exclusives, and that to everyone communicates more scarcity, and that causes the price to go up more dramatically. Because, like, you wouldn't expect that if you miss this guy on his first release that you're not going to have a chance to get him again. You know, I'm holding up the new tracks because he's a normal retail figure. Yes, the mini Masterpiece tracks. I'm holding him up, and, you know, if I had missed his first go, if I hadn't managed to get him pretty dang early, I would be able to get him later. Like, I'm pretty confident in that. But I'm not confident in these exclusives or these strange third-party things. Not confident in that. So there's more of a battle.
Yeah, it's the thing I worry about too. Is the lamentation that I shared with Lucas and Anna over the weekend that I hope this Worlds Collide pack is easy to get. There's only been one or two of the buzzworthy figures that you've been able to order online. It hasn't been the whole segment. So am I gonna have to haunt my targets and hope they get a case of 2 at a time? Or can I just order it and have them deliver it? And
I hope so.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if you're diligent with most of these Target exclusives, that you're going to find them. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like it's one of those things where, whatever. It's like a month or two where you're flipping out because you can't get it, and then you go into Target and you see 8 cases of whatever exclusive it is.
Sometimes.
And you're like, oh, hey, does anyone need this? And everyone's like, nah, I already got it.
Tell that to G.I. Joe fans.
Well, I'm for Transformers, not for G.I. Joe.
I don't know. I was baffled. I managed to actually get a Baroness the other day. I never expected to be able to get that figure. I thought because I missed it, it was, with the bike.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I missed it again.
Yep.
I would say that the Siege Bumblebee will be infinitely harder to get than the 4-pack, because the 4-pack's price is the prohibitive nature of the $85 price point kind of works in your favor.
It does.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. In a way that'll be its saving grace for people like me, because I can just go get it.
However,
depends on your market though, because I live in Scalper Central, and it's the campers are going to be there, and they're going to snatch up everything, and it's going to show up magically the afternoon of release at every comic book store in the area at $160 a piece, and it's going to say hot, real hot, and all the corners are going to be dinged, and it's going to be like Mountain Dew stains on it and stuff, and it's going to be like, oh yeah, that's what I want to spend my money on. Thanks guys, thanks for doing that for me.
Well, I really think at 85. On the flip side of that, I think $85 for those 4 figures is going to be a very good deal. Like,
it's a solid deal.
Each of those figures could command a huge price on its own when you split the setup. It's going to be. I was equating it to the Chaos on Velocitron set with like Nautica. It had Nautica, Metalhawk, Optimus Prime. Is that right?
Hang on, I've got the box right here.
Okay, because I know there were 2 of them and I cannot keep them separate. The one that had Nautica.
That's the one that came crazy. With Quick Switch.
Yeah. Like each of those figures.
Nautica, Quick Switch, Optimus Prime, and Laser Prime, and one of the clones, some clone.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that had the clone that was hard to get too, which was Pounce. Yeah. So like every toy in that box is worth like double what it should be, if not more. Like Nautica is like, well, if you bought the box set, Nautica is more than the box set.
Yes.
And that happens. And that
At
could
the
happen
time, I managed to sell just a few figures from the box set and get a complete refund. because that's how much they were instantly worth like a day later. And this could be like that again. I kind of hope it isn't. Like, I actually prefer for everyone to be able to get their darn stuff that they want, because it's fun to get to play with these things.
And there's so many different reasons to want like a particular figure in there that like there could be a lot of swapping, amongst on the boards. Like, hey, I just wanted the Bumblebee for my Bumblebee collection. I don't want any of these other ones. Who wants to
Who the hell
trade?
Is that?
They're out there. Why do you think there's a whole line of Bumblebee toys?
Ugh.
That makes me wonder if this exclusive blah blah pack is going to drive up the prices of Trash Can Bumblebee and Big Ultra Crapola Bumblebee and other Lamo Bumblebees from the Bumblebee Buzzworthy Bumblebee line starring Bumblebee.
Maybe not the Trash Can one.
Maybe. Is Trash Can Bumblebee the one that I took a picture of in the trash can the day I got it? Because that was the Bumblebee movie one.
I'm considering it the big Age of Extinction one that is clogging up my targets right now.
The other thing
those have sold out near me.
There
you go. There you go.
I was wrong. I only had 2 of the other box. I didn't have the Velocitron box out.
It's okay. We figured out what was in it for the most part. Anyway, I wanted to say that one thing that will make this interesting is kind of the mixed reaction people are having to this box set. Because there's people like, I think all 4 of us who are at like, very high hype levels because of the set. And maybe it's because, you like all 4 of the figures, or you like...
There's 5 of us.
Oh, wow. You know what? You know who I didn't count, right? I didn't count me. I counted the 4 boxes I could see, not myself. Anywho, 5 of us, out of the 5 of us, I think we're all pretty hyped. But...
Yes, very hyped.
Yes, very hyped. And that's because, I think for a lot of us, we probably just really want 3 of the figures, and we're not that offended by the Bumblebee. But then there's some people I've talked to who are on the edge enough that they're like, well, for that price, I'm not going to take a Bumblebee I don't want, so I'm not going to do it. There's people I've talked to who have said, I don't want that Bumblebee, and also that Nemesis Primal, that's nobody. He's not a person, so why do I want him? And that Black Arachnia, a couple of people have also said that to me. I talk on our Discord to lots of people, and I see all these different opinions. So I think that'll make it interesting just to see, there's the people who will go to war to get this. The 5 of us. I learned to count, Peter. Thank you. But then there's also the people who are going to be so bothered by having to take a Bumblebee they don't want, which I feel like I do that every day.
But I mean, this happened with in the BotCon days too, right? Where you get the set and you're like, oh, I'm gonna, piece out some of the, figures I don't want from this set to try and make my money back because I really just want, X figure in the set.
I think it's gonna be hard to predict which of those 4 toys is gonna be the standout, the one that is oh, you could pay for the whole set just by selling that one. I think they all have equal pull. If you look at the fandom at large,
I think it's Finger Arachnia.
I don't know. I think with the being able to, when people start catching on, you can swap the legs.
Yeah.
Just to get the more accurate one. That is sometimes all it takes is just a part.
Maybe Nemesis Finger Arachnia.
And then Hasbro's gonna release Black Arachnia in the proper deco after they've sold out through all these box sets. They're gonna go, oh yeah, cool. You guys did that. You did the swap figure leg thing. Here you go. Here's your actual bumper with the right head, and here's your actual Black Arachnia in some sort of other scene set where we reveal no announcement Inferno figure, and Spider's game, and then you're welcome
with a stasis pod diorama.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't that be sexy? Yeah.
Pretty much everyone in the chat is saying Fangry is the standout, so...
I can see Fangry and or Black Arachnia. That's why I said Finger Arachnia.
One dude on Facebook hanging around saying how horrible Beast Wars is. So he's like, I will pay scalper prices just to get Fangry so I don't have to deal with dumbass Beast Wars. I'm just like, dude, who are you? Why do you keep posting all these groups? Shut up.
Well, but I mean, honestly, I think Hasbro's smart with a lot of these figures to where, they're mixing up the Beast Wars and G1. So fans of one or the other have to get the whole set in order
It's
to
almost
get
as if
the things that they
the
want.
G1 world and the Beast Wars world are colliding.
Ooh, that's like the name of the box set. Look at you.
Ready to go?
I saw those guys live once. That's
Dude,
less
yeah,
colliding
Charlie.
than like Energon and ID or Animorphs and Prime.
That said, I would like to see them do this again. And so Fangry's like, it's from Grotesque-ish or something, right?
Yeah,
Double
it's
cross.
very
Basically
good.
monster
Husky.
body.
Yeah.
So
Double Cross. It's got the
Repugnus
wings. It's got
could-
everything.
Repugnus could become Squeeze Play. Make me another set. and
Yeah,
put
they
Squeeze
can
Play
keep
in it,
repeating
please.
those or remolding
Mind
those. It's totally possible.
Mind Wipe. Mind
It should be
Wipe.
fun.
Mind Wipe. Squeeze Play.
But
Mind Wipe.
Repugnus has the claws.
Ignore the claws. Look at Mind Wipe's
See, that's
transformation.
where I feel
Mind
like
Wipe's
all of these
transformation.
guys, they're just gonna like, just leak them out. Just every couple years, we're gonna get one more and one more, one more, and so then we can never stop.
These were okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. Yep.
I was just gonna say, I mentioned earlier that like some people are offended by having to take a Bumblebee they don't want. I think I'm gonna show like how few people, at least in this group, that are actually affected by that by holding up both of these at the same time, reminding us that I did this to get the stupid purple dinosaur.
I did not join you on that quest. I almost did, but not.
I held up the
That was
two
a bridge
Netflix
too far.
Megatrons for our listening audience.
Well, you should see what the reveal of this set in the past 3 days has done to the price of Netflix Bumblebee.
Has it?
It ain't good. If you need a Netflix Bumblebee,
I do not. I haven't.
I think I might agree with Fangry if you think ahead and look like 8 months down the road. They're like, here's Squeeze Play, here's Horrible, and then Worlds Collide set is like nowhere. That's gonna be a tough day for someone that said, I'm gonna wait for all three to show up. Like, I wouldn't do that.
No, you're gonna get the trickle.
Get the what?
The trickle. It's
You don't
gonna
want the
trickle
trickle.
Don't I don't recommend it.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, if you think you need those junior headmasters, I would do not snooze.
Hey, the leak list we have for next year or the next couple years has the Autobot Headmaster Juniors on it. So hey,
It does. And that's exciting.
Maybe you'll need the Decepticon ones too.
That's cool. I haven't seen that list.
It's from 3 weeks ago or so. It's like, hey, in the next year or two, here's what's coming. Like them and Insecticons and
Probably this, and
But
maybe
again,
that.
the trouble with all that is like, in general, some of that stuff may came up, but we don't know for sure if everything's gonna.
No.
Plans change.
Yeah, plans change. Right.
we have heard that Stunnicon rumor a couple different times now, so that
Yeah,
seems
it's-
pretty solid.
Right.
Believing it because I want to.
So.
Them and Tarantulas. But yeah, exclusives are great. I wish they would announce them. I wish they were easy to get. Sometimes they are. We don't know yet.
Well, like Lucas said earlier, like the initial rollout's going to be rough. People are going to be on the whatever crapola app, and there's 14 in stock, and everyone runs over to the thing, and there's just none, and no one knows where they are, and the employees are nowhere to be found. Oh yeah, we don't have any. As they slide the case to their guy out the back door, and then 2 months later, you find 8 of them just sitting there, and no one gives a crap. So. Don't pay scalper prices. Do not pay those crazy prices yet. Don't give it 3 months before you decide to go do something like Paul said, make a foolish decision. Wait. Be patient. Network. Ask your friends to look around. If you're only looking for one figure, network. Get on a Facebook group, talk to your text chain, and say, hey, Black Arachnia is life. I need her. Please hook it up. And then someone will probably hook it up. So, yeah.
We played this game before. We play it every year.
Yep.
This isn't new, but these toys are new and they're nice, and I like them.
Very nice.
It always invokes these kind of like really fancy releases always invoke a certain amount of anxiety above and beyond other releases. Like the Pit of Judgment, it was just like, oh my goodness, I have to get that immediately. The camera set for the reflectors, that was another one where it was like, oh god, I will have to break some knees to get that thing. No problem.
That FOMO.
Yeah, it was wrong. So this is similar feeling.
They've actually that Pit of Judgment. They've reran that. Like, I mean, you've been able to get that on Pulse. Like, as long as, again, that you're diligent.
The camera too.
That was hella cool of them to rerun both of those.
Yeah,
Hey, sorry to interrupt. Ron brings up a good point. We didn't mention one of the exclusives. The Cybertron Bumblebee with the energy sticks, with the not enough energy left in these conductors.
I mentioned it. I called it the Siege Bumblebee.
Did you call it the Siege Bumblebee? Would that be Siege Bumblebee? Or would that...
yeah. I totally forgot that thing got announced.
That one
you were saying
did get announced.
Yeah, see, Christian, like that got announced and we totally forgot.
One.
Here's an exclusive that no one remembers.
I love that figure.
Evac.
Did that go up for?
I found this in a bin at a toy show this weekend for $5. His leg was missing, so I dug around and I found the leg. And now he's complete. Woo!
Nice.
So now I have one carded, and I don't have to go back to Universal to buy another one to play with this piece of crap. Yay, movie stuff.
It's a fun figure, dude.
It's a fun figure, dude.
So, due to the nature of these reveals, which is kind of mostly what we're talking about, are these the only exclusives we're getting for Pulse Balls and Hasbro Con and San Francisco Con and all that?
Last year we only got the one Comic-Con exclusive, and that was Pit of Judgment.
Yeah.
We haven't had two exclusives in 2 years, because the year before that it was the BotBot set and
Ghostbuster Prime.
But like at the same time, like we have that Jurassic Park set coming out, too, that we like had just ordered. Like tomorrow we're, the J Balvin, whatever the heck thing is going up, right? Like, so
I forgot about that
thing. It's I don't know. I mean, it seems like there's plenty of
and we're getting Dracula. Don't forget about Dracula, Lucas.
Dracula's coming, and
was that
Amazon
Prime.
Announced?
Dracula.
It's just leaked and listed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dracula
Same
is
with
coming.
Amazon
I'm so
Prime.
excited for Dracula.
Oh, we forgot Earth Mode Red Alert. Ron was mentioning that in the chat too, which is apparently supposedly a Walgreens exclusive. We don't know for sure, but it's already shown up in Asia. So yeah, it's at retail in Asia.
It is up for order in the United Kingdom now as well at In Demand Toys.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll the Walgreens thing's just like, again, it'll be up for a day and then it will sell out. So just get it that day. Or pay attention.
Otherwise you're playing the crapshoot and finding wreck cars and old siege crap at your local Walgreens.
Yeah.
Walgreens is quite the crapshoot always.
We've also got the two. It's not Worlds Collide. It's something about other worlds or whatever. The two packs from Amazon. Those have a name. I don't remember what their name is.
Time something.
Yeah.
Time something. Okay.
Timey
cool. Time
wimey.
something.
Yeah.
And it's like an annual thing. They have two packs in the fall for Amazon now.
Battle Across Time.
There we go.
Ooh, Battle Across Time.
And we got more coming from that. The Golden Disc Collection.
Golden Disc Collection, which I think is this year's version of Galactic Odyssey, but they haven't announced that yet either.
That's where you're going to find your Night Prowler.
I hope so.
All of this on top of the Shattered Glass set. I mean, it's a lot of
stuff coming towards the tail end of the year.
A lot of exclusives and fancy repaints and remolds and eye patches and all sorts of stuff.
And they're all
Everything
great.
That will kill a budget.
The budget's dead. The budget is doomed. It's as dead as a dinosaur.
I'm still kicking.
Well,
My
tomorrow.
budget is doomed.
So tomorrow's Tuesday, so we kind of like are due for a something maybe.
I think it's J Balvin Tron.
Yeah.
But that was
it goes up on
rescheduled.
network tomorrow, I think.
It is tomorrow.
It does.
Yeah, it's tomorrow at 11, isn't it?
Well,
11 Central?
I would like to throw an idea out that it might be the last Shattered Glass toy, because that's what they seem to be revealing.
There's two more.
Two more?
There's two more. They moved Jetfire out to a general fan channel exclusive because it's expensive. So the last Pulse exclusive one is Sideswipe. You can see his silhouette on all the other Shattered Glass pages on Pulse now.
Is it the Earth mode or is it the...
It is the Earth mode.
Oh, neat. Okay, good. I'm not going to open it.
I mean, it shouldn't be, but I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
The only one I'm complaining about is Goldbug, and I will rectify that with a custom.
You have a plan? Tell us your plan.
I have a plan. I'm not going to tell anyone my plan because the thing I need to base it on is very scarce and expensive right now. I don't need to get scarcer and more expensive.
You told me your plan, and I saw several of those things over the weekend at the show.
I'm going to make Goldbug out of Earthrise Sunstreaker. You saw them at the show. Did you get me one?
I didn't. I thought you had that handled. I know the guy who has them. I can reach out.
Were they still twice retail?
They weren't twice retail.
Okay, if you know the guy, hook it up.
It's like they were 3 times retail.
Wow, Christian,
3 times retail?
You're right.
We'll talk.
There is a silhouette of Sideswipe there. I
know,
didn't
dude.
even know. I didn't know. Thank you.
Oh, I actually surprised you? Awesome.
Yeah.
Serge actually noticed that first. I will give him credit for that.
Well, he doesn't have a lot of time, or he has plenty of time to look around and do stuff.
Yeah, but he informed me. I'm now informing you.
Thank you.
The original group Sideswipe wasn't part of the original leak list. It was Jetfire, and now Jetfire has that background listing on Amazon, which none of the other Shattered Glass figures do. So I imagine they've moved him out to try and get him at more channels to sell more of him because it's a Commander class figure. And they're like, hey, Sideswipe, boom.
I still wonder if I'm going to get, I really like that Jetfire mold, but man, paying that much for a Shattered Glass figure.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet.
That's true.
I haven't even seen it. I'd want it now, immediately, instantly.
I would say if you want to know what that toy is going to look like, all you got to look for is Gentai black
dark
jet
Skyfire.
balls. Yeah, that guy.
Black jet balls, yes.
That would be my guess of what it's going to look like.
Type that into your search engine.
I thought it was pronounced Gente.
Probably, yeah.
It is.
I appreciate. I kind of was waiting for you to correct me on that one. So.
He also said black jet balls. Paul is not the font of correct knowledge.
I mean, I am. You just have to read between. You got to translate it.
I'm telling you, type it directly into your search engine. You'll find it. No problem.
See what happens.
I will.
Paul's gotcha. Steve's gonna prove it right now.
Pretty good search results. Nothing too bad. Bunch of products like Nexus Maximus.
You'll get that joke in 3 weeks.
Yeah, there we go.
Where'd you attack me?
I don't see anything inappropriate, actually. I see some Five Nights at Freddy's stuff and something about zombies.
But Christian, don't you appreciate having Paul and Anna can come up with random names for things?
Gosh, if you put the two of them in a random name-making contest, who would win?
I don't know. I think Anna.
I think Anna, unfortunately.
I
Sorry,
want to have
Paul.
the contest.
I'm a one-trick pony as far as that goes. So.
Yeah, Anna wins with her weird names for stuff.
But you hate my names, but you still say I win.
Yeah,
Wow. I'm a little confused, but I'm okay with this.
I'm a confusing guy.
It's all right. It's all right.
So, well, do we have anything else we want to say on this? Bring up, Christian? Have we aired all the grievances?
I have aired all my grievances. I do have one more thing to say. It may have sounded like I was being bitter that Rachel Fleming is out on maternity leave. I'm not. Congratulations to her. I wish her and her family lots of health and awesomeness. I'm just sad that there's no one to replace her on the team while she's out.
That's one of the reasons I pointed out the whole idea of short staffing. It may not just be it's her not being there, but it may just be minus one staff means they have to make decisions.
Right. And you're probably right. It doesn't have anything to do with, it's not her fault. I mean,
definitely not.
She had a baby. That's awesome. But also now I don't get to know about my toys.
I have an important question for
First
everyone.
world problems right there.
Right.
Why? I need to know about my toys.
I want my
Baby
black jet
down and
ball.
get back here.
Thanks for giving me an old man voice. I'm not even as old as the rest of you.
Not yet.
Old man yells at cloud. That's me.
I'm the oldest person here by 20 years at least. I'm older than Headmaster Don. I'm older than Rick. I'm older than everyone.
Wow.
And
that's true.
Maybe.
I didn't know.
Yeah, but I'm just I don't know. Final thoughts from me. I'm excited about all these mini masterpieces that are coming out. I think they're all great. Mini masterpiece Nemesis Primal, mini masterpiece Fangry, mini masterpiece Black Arachnia with the box art, mini masterpiece What the hell is going on with this thing Bumblebee, mini masterpiece Ravage with Ravage, mini masterpiece
Cardboard diorama.
Bumblebee.
Mini masterpiece cardboard diorama.
Mini masterpiece cardboard diorama. Yeah, exactly. Mini masterpiece Energon sticks or whatever, energy conductor sticks. They're just, I mean, we're living in a magical time of mini masterpieces, and I think we should all be grateful and not pay scalper prices for these obvious mini masterpieces. So
don't forget the mini masterpiece Allspark.
Mini masterpiece Allspark,
right
Allspark on a stick. Yeah.
In the Play-Doh.
In the Play-Doh.
Fancy.
See, okay,
I mean,
that was
and that's the thing is you don't get Play-Doh with masterpieces, do you?
No, you don't.
Okay, that was going to be my question. With all these exclusives, we were talking about all the future exclusives coming for the next year or so. Where the hell are we going to get our Play-Doh?
I'll just buy Play-Doh. I don't need them coming with toys.
No, we need this. This
want
is
that.
my life.
No, but
don't
we
want
know that that's official Transformers
Smell it.
Play-Doh, Christian, not regular Play-Doh.
Great, I guess.
It smells more than meets the nose.
That was the best marketing pitch I've seen for that. Whew.
Here you go. I'm going to be excited when the next BotBots line, Christian, comes with a ton of blast effects and Play-Doh just for you.
Oh, God. Oh, Primus.
I'll get back
Primus, save me
into
from that.
BotBots for Play-Doh.
I found BotBots. I found an 8-pack from Series 5 at the show.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I was excited. No one else cared. You care. You care.
I care.
You care. Thank you.
I saw someone say that Family Dollar has BotBots for 50
Dollar
cents.
Tree. Dollar Tree. Oh, Family Dollar?
Yeah, like I didn't know they both had BotBots.
I've never seen BotBots at Family Dollar, but now... But I'm on the East Coast, and we get things last for those sorts of stores. So they get really picked over before they ever ship to us. So if anyone out there's listening and they want to find me a Series 5 single pack BotBots, I'll buy everything. No, I'll pay $2 a piece. But I need that shipper
Still way
case.
less than what I paid for them.
Give me that.
If I actually find a case of those, which I have struck out left and right for like 2 weeks, I will give you the shipper case thing. But I'm keeping the things. I'm keeping the BotBots. So.
The bitter face.
Okay, I'll take what I can get.
What was I gonna say about all this? Like, we got Road Rage coming too. So get your red cards fired up. Red cards fired up.
That's a hard choice.
I just think it's amazing. We have so much stuff coming out that we just I forget. Like I forgot about Road Rage. You know, I forgot about the Bumblebee was not even that long ago.
I can't believe I
Siege
forgot about that
I
one.
totally forgot about that one. It's like every few days I get like a new hit of a new Transformer, and I'm like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about, you know, Shattered Glass, Megatron, whatever, you know.
Well, that's the problem with leaks, is that you get your fix when you see it for the first time, and if you can't buy it, you might forget. You might miss the window. You know, so
to the next thing.
I was grateful that Ben at BWTF.com reminded us this morning, hey, red card, go, go, go. Because I was working and I completely biffed it. So...
Well, it's not sold out or anything.
No. It took me about an hour and a half to realize, like, whoa, yeah, I'm missing something. Hey, but yeah, so it's good to have good to network, communicate, pay attention to your favorite sites, and work together.
Because if your red card doesn't work for some crazy reason, you might have a friend that will buy it for you.
Right, exactly. And then that friend a year later is going to regret doing that.
No.
Anyway. Never. All right. Well, thanks, guys, for joining me tonight. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Thanks to Zaldron, Broman, Peacemo, Ron, Catherine. I know we had a couple other people earlier. I swear we did. Josh earlier. So, but yeah, thank you guys. We are going to have a regular microcasters this week, right? It's full cast. I think we're all here.
I think so.
So
I am.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Mini
Do we know that?
masterpieces, of course.
A toy.
Mini masterpieces.
Yeah. So
We can do this.
I don't have. Well, I guess I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, I think we were supposed to do sparkles this week.
And
We are supposed to do sparkles, but who knows what we'll really do.
Yeah,
I need 3 more of these because I realize I can make a spider now.
That is horrifying.
I'm so excited to make a spider out of this. It has to happen.
If you guys would, get on your game, we could do slag this week, but no.
Yeah, sorry. I no slags for me.
No!
Book Club, or Book Cult, I should say, is 8 o'clock Central, animated episode 4, 9 o'clock Central, Drift Empire Stone issues 3 and 4. So,
we are a very inclusive and caring group. We will accept all new members.
How far are you guys in More Than Meets the Eye now? You keep taking these offshoot breaks.
40 some odd.
Getting close.
Getting close to the end, yeah.
Getting close to the good stuff.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's true.
Getting close to season 3 of The Leftovers.
I finally got to read the sitcom episode after all these years. I was so excited. I remember seeing that in previews, and I was like so pumped about how goofy it looked. And getting to read it was just everything I wanted.
It's great.
It really was.
So, anyway, all right. Well, thanks, guys, and we will, I guess, not see you next week. Will be pre-record, but yeah, and no cut the tape because Rick's on vacation too. So,
well, you never know. There's maybe like a 10% chance she's just gonna send you a video from Hawaii.
that is true. It could just be him on a beach in Hawaii, so
shirtless,
cutting the tape on a box of wine or something.
Yeah,
something real classy.
I'm trying to give you ideas, Rick,
but he's not probably going to be listening to this on his vacation, I'm sure. So anyway, all right. Well, thanks, guys, and we will see you next week.